This is absolutely the year of personal best. 2012, we're either watching personal best, encouraging personal best, doing our personal best, living, breathing it, 2012. I thought, wow, what a great thing to focus on, to talk to you about personal best and the learning that comes from pursuing personal best. That was until I passed a huge green billboard on the side of the road as I was driving. Massive purveyor of the sub sandwich, the most successful fast food chain, was also using personal best to describe the sandwich fillings of our GB hopefuls. Well, kind of knocked the stuffing out of my lunchbox, I must say. So, what I did, I leaned on my trusted friend, syncopation. Now, syncopation, the emphasis on a usually unemphasized beat. It's a thing of wonder. And so, for your delight today, making your best personal. Now, this is a picture I took in Beijing in 2008 at the Paralympics. It's Peter Norfolk, OBE, having a gold medal moment, his absolute personal best. Next to him, bronze winner, David Wagner, USA. Could have done better. Interestingly enough, David is now #1. He's tippity-toppity. Peter has retired. And we're looking to see if he can achieve his personal best this year, London 2012, in September. I love that photo. That says it all, doesn't it? Pursuit of personal best. So, where were you on the 6th of July 2005 when they announced that London had got the Games? Can you remember? No, probably not. I can. It sort of resonated with me. I was interested. What was going to happen if we were to host the Games? I mean, different people would think different things. Oh goodness, it's going to completely deplete us. But for me, and my life, and the business I'm in, it was interesting. So something happened in my head. Now, I know we're going through a bit of Ridley Scott at the moment. Well, I certainly am. That sense of who's hosting where. Alien intervention. I love it. But in my head, synapses went off. I thought, if we get the Games, oh, merchandising. I could see myself doing little ring doilies. No, this isn't allowed. We all know that. But certainly something about the way that we could change the lives, the aspirations, even achievements of disabled creatives in this country. Because you might think I'm sporty, I'm so not. I don't like competitive sport. But the Cultural Olympiad, which you may or may not have heard about, is an extraordinary arts programme that's been developing in this country for 4+ years as we build towards 2012. The most exciting programme that will weave in and around the Olympic and Paralympic Games. And that's where my heart is. It's always been here. And why? Well, I'm interested in what can happen when we have an Olympic Games and a Paralympic Games together. Now, a lot of people, when you hear Paralympic, you think it's something to do with paraplegic or being paralysed. No? It's not. It's parallel. But it's never been parallel. And this is our set of moments, 2012, London, to change all that. So what did I do? The teeth. I decided I would go on an investigative trip to Beijing to find out what it was all about. Now, Beijing was interesting because they had a sort of, they cleared the way, really, to create the perfect set of spaces for the Olympic and Paralympic Games. When I went there, very interesting, I had a story told to me about Atlanta. And in Atlanta, to put on that best set of moments, apparently they had to paint the turf green at the last week. There was a lot of green paint around. That made me laugh a lot. So, went to Beijing. It was great. My mission was to look and explore what inclusion felt like and how the Olympic and Paralympic Games sat together, if they did at all. Now, this little mascot, that was about 10 foot in our hotel lobby Fu Nu Lele. And he was a hard-working little cow that strove towards being stronger. Yay! Okay, that's very interesting. And there's me waving my flag in 105 degrees heat at that same said Paralympic quad tennis game. Yeah, it's very hot. Frantic waving. What I did love about Beijing, it was the most incredibly accessible terrain. It was extraordinary. Everywhere you looked, you could see disabled people milling around without a care in the world, and the most extraordinary images of powerful, disabled people doing their thing. And that was an image outside of the train, the subway, that you could see flashing at you at every stop. It was just brilliant. A delight. I thought, that would be great. But the Chinese, they had people power. Loads and loads and loads of people to change all the geranium boxes from the way to the airport, to the games, in one fell swoop overnight, from Olympic colours to Paralympic colours. Wow, amazing. Now, we've all heard this with Danny Boyle, opening games. It's going to be about making our best personal. We're going to have rain clouds. Hey, we do rain very well here. We all know it. And sheep, livestock too. Apparently we do that well too. So, within all of this, thinking to myself, beyond boundaries, what is it within our heads that stops us making our best person? What do we take on board inside of ourselves? Now, in terms of disability, I'm not going to give you an equality training session here. There's a medical model of disability that says that disabled people need to be fixed. And there's a charity model that says, tragic but brave, give money. Now, it's okay if that money is used and shaped and influenced by disabled people spending it. And then there's a social model of disability that says, actually, it's the environment that disables the person. Okay, now that's politically kind of where I am, but, something within that politic wasn't working for me, because for all the knocks as someone with a long-term health condition, I've absorbed stuff when things go wrong, and so have the people around me. You personalise it, and it's not useful. My question to myself, and this is a picture of me that a fellow artist friend drew, of how do I every morning wake up and reconfigure my head and my heart to do the day, to do my personal best, when I might not be feeling particularly well, I might be in pain. So, I thought, in order to make this different, because what we're really good at in this country is leading, disabled leadership, disabled-led projects. The opening of the Games is totally disabled-led for the Paralympics. A cohort of 200 plus disabled and deaf creative and cultural leaders in a programme called SYNC that I started with a deaf colleague about 4 years ago. I love this SYNC, the forward-kicking Y, designed by my very dyslexic elder brother. And interestingly enough, everyone's syncopating. So how could they change the things that they'd absorbed about the not-so-good things that had happened to them? How could they use their personal ways of doing things to push forward? And now, as a result of that, the Cultural Olympiad is awash with incredible disabled and deaf leaders, leading outstanding projects, from bouncy stone henges to amazing things on the South Bank. Brilliant. And Joe and I have come together and are working for The Space, which is a project funded by the BBC and Arts Council, curating the spaces and places and the ways in which 12 unlimited artists as part of the Cultural Olympiad are seen. How can we work in different ways, re-emphasising so that people can see and feel and breathe and experience disability differently? So we really will change things. We will learn beyond the boundaries of what we expect of disabled people. And it's not just about sport, because our athletes, absolutely fabulous, we're in for a treat, but also our society, at a time when society is being really knocked, disabled people are really suffering. So how can we rise every day to think and be in different spaces around this. The project's called Push Me Please. It's very exciting, pushing people into different spaces so you can see things differently. It's coming in the next 2 weeks, so watch the space on the BBC. And then, okay, quickly, just to end with, am I okay? Time. Once 2012 is over, I think, what do I do now? Well, what do I do now? A couple of years ago, my father had died, and I was going through his library, and there was a shelf that I'd always known all my life, full of books. My name, Pickthall, but Marmaduke Pickthall. Now, he was my great-great-uncle. Unbeknown to me, well, sort of known to me, because when I was a child, people used to phone in and say, "Are you by any chance related to the great Mohammed Marmaduke Pickthall?" And I said, yes, I was, but I didn't really know what that actually meant. But taking down the books and taking down his biography, I suddenly realised, my goodness, this was a man who converted to Islam, an eminent Victorian convert, who then translated the Koran. So, my personal best is the best that's yet to come for me and my life, working with a collective of Islamic artists, 100 years on from when my great-great-uncle went to Turkey, converted, found himself on the wrong side of history. So that's where I'm going after. So I take the learning. The games are over, but I'm still playing. So my question to you, how are you going to make your best personal? Take what's unique and extraordinary about yourself and push it out there. Thank you.